Flylady Diane here, and welcome to day 25 of the Flylady's 31 baby steps. As before, if this is the first video that you have found, you're not behind, but go back to day one, because what we are doing with these 31 days, 31 baby steps, is that we're taking one small step and then adding to it every day. So, you know, day one we shined our sink, and the second day we started dressing to indoor shoes. So if you haven't watched all the other videos, go back and watch that, because otherwise this is just going to be too much information for you in one go. To those of us who have been following along, wow, 25 days we have been baby stepping. I hope you're seeing some changes. We have been building so much with these 31 baby steps. As I said, we're shining the sink, we are dressing to shoes, we've been making the bed, we've been attacking hot spots for, here we are, with our trusty timers, we've been attacking hot spots for 2 minutes, we have been rescuing the worst room in the house for 5 minutes at a time, we've been looking at the Flylady missions, but remember, don't get too caught up in the cleaning missions right now. What we're really focusing on in the beginning is getting rid of the clutter. Once you get rid of some of the clutter, it's much, much easier to clean. And when we get a bit further on, we'll be talking about the weekly home blessing, which is a 1 hour clean for your home. But anyway, let's not get into that. Let's get back to what we're doing right now. We have also been getting to bed at a decent hour, a concept that is, I'm sure, new for a lot of you. And yesterday we added in the swish and swipe in the bathroom. So did you do it? Did you do it yesterday? Did you do it today before you watched this video? You remember, we're just spending 2 minutes in the bathroom swishing and swiping and, you know, wiping off the counters, just taking a few seconds to put things back where they belong, just to keep everything just so. All right, so today we are on day 25, here we are, and on day 25 the Flylady wants you to read the testimonial about how she got started and how she formed these habits. So I'll put a link in the comments to the Flylady's testimonial, and it's really important that you go and read that. But remember, before you go off and read it, you know, maybe make sure you've got a cup of coffee. I've got mine here. Can you see that? Oh, there we go. Yeah. And set your timer for 15 minutes. Do not go further into the internet or into your smartphone without setting a timer, because you know what, you're going to get lost in there. I know it because I do it myself, and I really have to police myself in that way by using a timer. What the Flylady wants you to know about her testimonial is, you know what, we are not going to be changing our lives overnight. Yes, you're going to see lots of good small changes, but it takes time to build these habits. And we don't want you to think that because you're not doing 2 minutes on a hotspot every single day, that you are a failure. You are not. Anything, you know, I've said it 100 times in these videos, anything that you can do is better than nothing. But that's also why we've got to make sure that we have, you know, that we've got our calendar, and that we check the calendar every day so that we know what's coming up. We've also started our control journal so that we have lists of morning routine that we can take a pen and check them off. Because you know what, we do have a lot of information going on in our heads, and you cannot remember it all. So we want you to use your control journal. For those of you who prefer electronic, for your routines, use the Flylady Plus app. You know, we're also doing it old school style by, you know, putting up sticky notes and placing them where it needs to be, just reminders all the time. And one thing about, you know, this either doing all or not doing anything, we don't want you to think that, you know, if there's a day that things are really stressful and you don't get all of your morning routine checked off, don't say, this isn't working, I'm a failure. Please just try again and do what you can. On the other hand, don't use it as an excuse to say, oh well, you know, I'll do this Flylady system when I'm more organised. It's all right to forget, you know, one day or miss out one thing, but don't miss it 2 days. Do you understand that? I always have this little rule for myself, like it's all right if I miss the swish and swipe one day, because I'm being consistent the rest of the time. I'm being consistent, you know, out of a whole month, there's probably, let me see, probably about 10 days where I don't do the swish and swipe. And you're probably saying, wow, Flylady Diane doesn't do swish and swipe, you know, for 10 days out of 31. No, and you know what? It doesn't matter, because I do it all the other days. I'd swish and swipe every other day, keeps my bathroom looking fine and spick and span. The problem is when we don't do swish and swipe at all, when we don't do any cleaning at all. So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you into the habit of building these small routines, and you'll find that once you've been doing this for, you know, for several days, it's a habit that you've actually learned, you know, it's in your body, you know, like when you do that head, shoulders, knees and toes. In the end, you're just doing it without thinking. You know, when you sing that song, you're it's really difficult for me now to leave my bedroom in the morning and not make the bed, because I've been doing it for so long. That's what we want for you. We want you to, you know, at some point in the future, be on automatic pilot and just doing these things. But right now, it's all right if you don't get it every single time. That's why we have the control journal. So if you haven't done the control journal step, you know, we talked about it several times in these 25 days, go back and have a look at that, because we need our checklists. We need to be checking things off. And also because, you know, when we check it off, it's a pat on our back saying, you know what, you did a good job. And we begin to see what these routines mean for our environment. So I'm rambling a lot today. That's because I had a really bad sleep during the night, but it's all right. I've done my morning routine. I'm back on track, and I'll have a nap this afternoon and my world will be right again. So go and look at the Flylady's testimonial, which is for day 25. Let's not beat ourselves up. You are doing a fantastic job. Anything is better than nothing, and we're not looking for perfection here. We just want some progress. We want you to see progress in your homes. Okay, that's a definitely for me. I need to drink my coffee and yeah. Flylady Diane signing off from grey Copenhagen, but still wonderful. And I shall see you tomorrow for day 26. Bye for now.